I'm someone that has struggled with anxiety in the past, and I want to show you why switching over to tea from coffee has really helped me with my anxiety in a variety of different ways. So this video is not going to be about tea ceremonies or being super zen when it comes to drinking your tea. This is more real world, like, hey, maybe switch to tea if you're struggling with anxiety. I will show you the reasons that I did that. You can feel free to look at the timeline below if you want to jump ahead to any particular part. And let's go ahead and just jump right into this. One of the things I really like about tea in general is that it is very cozy, very warming. And there was a study in the 2008 Journal of Science. There's an article written by Lawrence Willens and John Barg titled "Experiencing Physical Warmth Promotes Interpersonal Warmth." And essentially what this study did is it measured to see if by holding a warm drink, if that would influence how you perceive the world, if you would perceive people to be more friendly, more caring, more warm. And the study showed that yes, that is correct. And this study, I believe, was referenced in Cialdini's work of Influence or maybe even Persuasion, one of those two books that Cialdini wrote. And by being warm, by being cozy, it makes you feel more relaxed. It changes your perception of the world to a rosier point of view. So that is one of the reasons I like tea, especially on cold mornings. It is just fantastic. So one of the reasons that coffee can actually be detrimental to your anxiety is when you're drinking coffee, you're getting a lot of caffeine. Your average cup of just brewed coffee has 96 milligrams of caffeine. Espresso has 64 milligrams on average of caffeine, whereas your regular old black tea has 47 milligrams of caffeine. And if you compare that to green tea, it's even less, with 28 milligrams. So you're getting significantly less caffeine when you switch over to drinking, especially green tea from brewed coffee. You're drastically reducing your caffeine. And I know when my anxiety was at its peak, I was oftentimes drinking double shot, triple shot espressos, things like that on a regular basis, which in hindsight, yeah, that was pretty dumb of me to do. But switching over to tea is much better, lowers your caffeine. Now, if you're anything like me, switching from coffee to tea, it's just not the same. You don't get the same sort of taste, same sort of oomph that coffee gives you. One tea that's really helped for me is this Numi breakfast blend right here. It is a blend of just different black teas, any sort of breakfast tea, Irish breakfast tea, English breakfast tea. I find that these are much more coffee-like than an Earl Grey or a white tea or green tea or anything like that. So I definitely like the breakfast teas for breakfast. Oh, by the way, Twinings has an Irish breakfast tea, which is amazing. And if you want to get more of a fancy tea for breakfast, look for Assam teas. Assam teas are usually, or Assam tea blends are usually what are used in breakfast blends. So Assam tea is really great. Okay, something I really like about tea is you can get into collecting it. You can actually get pretty advanced when it comes to tea. There's a bunch of different tea companies I really like. Check out inpursuitoftea.com. They have some really expensive teas, but also really delicious teas. Tea's so good you don't even need sugar or milk. You can just drink them straight. They are that good, especially some of their Assam teas. Oh, amazing. But it does become a little bit of a problem. I have so many teas here. I actually want to show you. I'm gonna unplug this microphone here. So now it's the on-camera mic, and let's take you around. Let's see. So here is, right here, my normal tea. I have all sorts of different teas down here. We have a chai tea. This box is full of just miscellaneous teas. A tea thing right here. Yeah, so many different teas here. This is not the only place that we store tea either. In this drawer, up here. Yeah, there's a tea essentially everywhere in my house, in so many different places, because it's delicious. Yeah, so I have a lot of different teas. It is something kind of fun to collect. It's not that expensive to collect. Yeah, you can get very expensive with your teas, but you don't have to. Some of my favorite tea brands, like I mentioned, are inpursuitoftea.com. They are amazing. I love Numi tea. Mighty Leaf tea is also pretty good. And good old-fashioned Twinings tea from the UK is one of my favorite, especially their Irish breakfast tea, fantastic. So check them out. One of the health-based reasons for drinking tea is there's a lot of teas that can reduce inflammation in the body, help you with antioxidants, all sorts of different things like that. I like turmeric teas for this, for reducing any sort of inflammation, which helps with your stress levels, helps with your cortisol levels in your body. And matcha tea is also really good. It's jam-packed full of antioxidants. It just like really, I love matcha tea. It gives me a boost like coffee does. And granted, there is more caffeine in matcha tea because it's literally the crushed up leaves of the green tea leaf that you are actually consuming. You're not just consuming a strained version of it, you're consuming the actual leaf. And so you're getting a lot more nutrients when you drink matcha tea, although it is a little bit more work in order to make. One of the reasons I really like tea is it is a mindful sort of Zen sort of thing, or it can be if you choose to make it be that way. Yeah, you can't have a very elaborate tea ceremony where you're kind of measuring out things. You have so many different containers and you kind of fill things up and it just becomes very elaborate. I don't do that, but there are some mornings where I fix myself a little bit of tea. I do some journaling, quiet in the morning, and it is very nice. A lot of the times when I'm drinking tea, I also just casually pour a cup and I drink it while I wake up in front of my computer. And I think that is perfectly okay to do. This is not about having a perfect 100% morning routine that is optimized to the 100th degree. No, do what you enjoy. That's one of the cool things about having a morning routine or a morning ritual or any sort of ritual around things like self-care, is you can customize it so you enjoy it. Instead of customizing it for bragging on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook or whatever. TikTok is the thing now, so yeah. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what type of tea that you like when it comes to drinking tea, or if there's a particular self-care recipe that you use to manage your anxiety. Let me know down below. I love exploring and learning new ideas from people, and let's keep this conversation going. All right, as always, have a great rest of your day. Make sure you catch yourself succeeding.